Hello, Core 3 Beauties. This is Marcos, and this is our week 5 to week 6 recap briefing video for our Core 3 topics class at the beautiful Parsons School of Design. And we had a fantastic week 5 as we had our final reviews for our physical forms project. And I just want to thank everyone for doing such a fantastic job. We had a really nice review session with a lot of great finished pieces. I know that each of you put in a lot of work and effort and stress, and it all really paid off. There was such great work, and I just want to thank everyone for their commitment to doing their project well, for following through on the instructions and taking in the feedback and sharing feedback with your fellow classmates and working as a group to do such a great range of work. And I'm just so proud of all of you guys for what you've done and excited because this is just the beginning. We're just getting warmed up here. We're going to be now continuing our transition fully into our digital forms project, developing that further into a piece that takes your week 1 concept into a deeper level. And I'm so excited to see where that's going to go. And even that is all just a warm up for our final project 3, our independent project, where you guys will bring together a new concept. You'll form a brand that seeks to use design for goodness and to do a branding project that will culminate in a physical forms and digital forms project in the same way that we've been doing these first 2 projects as a final piece for our semester. So let's keep going. Again, thanks so much for everything you've been doing, and I'm just so encouraged about the progress I'm seeing with everyone. So this week, our workflow, we've got our first project completed, but let's make sure I'm going to do grades for that soon here. And just make sure if you have to have all your Google Drive uploads as assigned, have something in there. Everyone's pretty much done that, but just in case you forgot to upload yours for some strange reason, make sure that's there because the A making machine is going to want to see that you followed through on every assignment as asked for. And then our project 2, we are now in the design development phase, our second part of the project, building on our concept decks that we reviewed on Tuesday, which also went very well. And each of you are now to progress in your design development and also begin to explore your production, your coding, or your prototyping using Figma of your piece and begin to experiment with that, doing some testing. On Tuesdays and Thursday, we're gonna split the class in half again and have half of you meet on Tuesday, half of you meet on Thursday, and we'll do an in-progress review session presenting the deck that brings you to where you're at, trying to get as far along as you can with your progress. I'll talk about that here a little more in detail in a second. And also this week, let's remember to keep going with our cross topics videos and to watch video 5 on digital experiences by Casper Lan. That should be a good one. So make sure you see that. And that one is also right on time based on what we're doing. We need some good inspiration, and that's a place to go while you're doing your work. All right. So this is just a quick overview of how our schedule is playing out. We're entering week 6. Again, we're having 2 split classes where one group, and I'll show the names later on here, meets on Tuesday, another on Thursday. And everyone's welcome to participate in both classes if you wish. But if not, the idea is that you're not off lounging around or vacationing somewhere, but instead you are using that time to work independently on your project or collaboratively with your classmates, but to make progress, to have plenty of time to do the work you need to do to get your project as tidied up as possible. And then week 7, we're going to have on Tuesday, we'll have a small group meetings in class, getting feedback from students while also meeting with me as needed. And then we're going to have on Thursday, we'll meet and have a split class session, but we're also going to do independent project briefing in the middle of that split session so that you get keyed in into what is next for our independent project. And then that following week, week 8, we have the final, not the final review, I'm sorry, the independent project. It's the midterms. So we'll have one-on-one meetings, and each of you will talk to me about the causes you're interested in potentially pursuing for your third project and deciding on that. And then on week 8 Thursday, we will have our final review of our digital project. And yes, I know you've been asking, there will absolutely be treats and goodies at the Thursday week 8 final review. So make sure you are ready for that as well. And just a quick glimpse at the timeline for the rest of the semester, as we've got the project, independent project scoped out over the course of 9 weeks. It's technically supposed to be 7, but because we're crossing over into our digital forms project, we are able to extend it further. But this is just a quick look at it, but we'll get into that once we get closer to that project. But what's due this week is another deck, a part 2 design development deck. And you're to build on your part 1 deck like we've been doing. Everything we're doing is similar to how we've been doing it. No tricks, nothing new. And as you can see, the great part is what you've already done so far. And then to build on it, you want to finalize your storyboard or develop it further, or maybe with some of you start developing it if you didn't do it last time, and create the screen layouts for each section of your project and kind of build a wireframe map that you're able to think through your project in a zoomed out way and be able to develop the digital experience and how it's going to work, and also a bit of the design direction in it. And then I also want you to begin to further develop your design and create more screens or pages of your design and build on that more. And simultaneously, I want you to take those pages you're developing and begin to test out your prototyping or coding methodology. What I don't want is for you to design everything statically and then on like the last week of the project, dive into how you're going to put this together in moving form and then be surprised or be frustrated or be stuck because you're not able to do it. I want you to start that now in terms of like making a small prototype, seeing how the movement works, mostly seeing your abilities to bring that to life and demonstrate that in class so that we're aligned with what you're doing there. Or maybe even to discover that what you thought you could do, like you thought you could code it and it's too hard and you want to switch over to Figma, or Figma's not giving you what you want and you want to go to coding. Whatever that is, this is the time now to work that out and to enter into that so that you can realize your production in the best way. So do that and then put all that together. And of course, as everyone's been doing, bring forth your thank you page best at the end of the slide. Okay, so let's look at just a few examples from our past class and our design ancestors and what they did. This is an example of one we've been looking at. And this is the beginning part that just reiterates what we did in our concept deck, same stuff, and then builds on it with some further inspiration, bringing in imagery. Let's keep going back to inspiration as needed. And then the storyboard, in this case, is developed even further, getting more detailed about how the digital experience is going to work, zooming in on that and being able to discuss what you're going to be doing, and for the sake of not just presenting, but for the sake of you understanding what you're going to need to do. And then this should move, but it doesn't move. But this was a quick little motion prototype to start showing how this person's installation would work. And there's our thank you page. Thank you. And then another example here is having all those initial pages reviewing your publication, and then bringing in your initial storyboard sketches, talking about your content, beginning to flesh it out in static form as a design layout, and then creating further pages from that design layout. And then here on the right, you can see creating a moving Figma prototype that shows the interactions and shows how they would dynamically change and how what's on the left comes to life in moving form on the right. And then another page here that does the same thing, showcasing a different section of her magazine. I think it was a design magazine app. So this is a really great example. If you could be at this level for this next review, then you'll be in really good shape, knowing that you're able to make the interactions seeing further development of your design. And as you can see here, it's just it's just blank pages. This is going to eventually get filled in with content. So it's really about being in the middle of your process and not trying to show a finished, polished look. And there she is in all her beauty. And then here's a third one that takes the same idea of creating a digital forms part two deck, recapping the concept overall, showcasing the design of her publication, and then talking about her further for here in her sake, in her case, she is building on her concept even further. She's had a blue theme, and then here she wanted to say that she's being influenced by an astronautical space theme that she wants to incorporate to further develop her blue theme in a deeper way, in a universal way, no pun intended, and showing that idea through design inspiration, through a color palette, through typography, and through mood board imagery that she researched, and coming up with this thematic inspiration that connects to her idea through vastness of space and emotion, and supporting that with some text, and then getting back to business, further developing her wireframe and the workflow or the user flow, showcasing the sections and how they would interconnect, and how the experience would play through as a phone mobile app. And then she has a few iterations here. Two of them are broken, but the third one here is working, creating kind of a simple demonstration of how the desktop would click through and how the buttons would work, and how this about section would work from the homepage to that, and then featuring this mood tracker idea that she had that allowed people to interact, building their own mood page, and then picking through from these different emotions, and creating this own personal profile utilizing her concept. So yeah, I think that's a nice little demo. So creating something like this would be ideal for what you're doing right now. And here we have our little thank you page. Woo! Okay, so let's go back to where we were. Whoops, that's too far. Okay, so for the assignment, again, like our last project, there's just one Canvas entry for the entire digital forms project. We started off above here was our first part, and then part two, I've highlighted here with this red box on this screen here, not on the canvas itself. There's just a quick overview of what you're doing, and a new Google Drive link that leads you to the new folder, Project 2 Digital Forms, Part 2 Design Development, and that's where you'll plop in your deck once you're meeting on Tuesday or Thursday. And then this is who's coming when. Tuesday's group, half the class, and then Thursday's group is the other half. Tuesday, we are doing a Zoom link, so I will send that out via email on Tuesday morning. And then Thursday, we'll meet in class. And then remember your digital experience. Don't get all snarky now. Like, you got to keep watching these. I know we didn't discuss last one. Never mind that. Just keep a good attitude and watch digital experiences one. This is part of the value you're getting from this class, and Casper is incredible. So be sure to watch what he has to say and show what he's done in the digital experiences realm. Okay, guys, great. Let's go back to our work, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday or Thursday. And do reach out if you have any questions or need any feedback. All right, bye everyone.